Tonight on Weazel News, a special report, a look inside the police department.
I do special work. It's a lot slower, a lot different.
So, like, how different, and like, like, what do you mean? How are you different from
Um,
everybody?
it's a part of my subdivision.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more deeper investigations.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
and a lot of it's slow, and you most likely won't understand a lot of it due to you not being able to because of the confidentiality. So if you want to document more of like the uniformed police work,
Well,
um,
it's nice to know that we do have people, investigating, you
of
know,
course.
the, what is it that you're doing? I forgot, honestly.
I do a lot with narcotics and gang affiliation.
And is that a rampant thing that we have going on in the city currently, or?
I mean, there is a couple more members in the subdivision of the department, but it's primarily me right at the moment. A lot of the paperwork.
Do we have many gangs in the city, or?
Unfortunately, I can't release that information.
So, oh, because if anybody actually knew that there were no gangs in the city, then you would lose your job.
No, not at all. It's
Oh,
just that if said gangs that are living in secrecy knew that we knew about them, they could potentially be dangerous individuals to us.
are there actual gangs that hide their identity? That's a little weird.
I, you'd never believe what I see here.
Really? So, does your car color change, or does it
Quite a
stay the
bit.
same? Oh, it stays. Oh, okay.
No, it
Yeah,
changes quite a bit.
yeah, because you threw me off
It
when you showed up in a green car,
no.
and I thought, yeah.
So you didn't expect it, did you?
No, I did not. I thought you were
Well, there
DK,
you go.
and I'm a very trusting individual. And then I was hoping that you were a friend of mine, but instead you were you.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint.
It's okay. I'm sure you're used to disappointing people.
Uh, not as much as you may think.
Really? Wow, that's amazing. Good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, there's your. So, what units are around tonight? The gang unit is full in effect, and
I wouldn't say full in effect.
just you.
We have a
So
couple
technically,
members of
it's
it.
you're full in effect.
No, not at all.
Oh.
There's a couple other officers in my subdivision.
Would you trust them with your life?
Of course.
Would they trust you with their lives?
Indeed.
Have you ever done a trust fall with them to confirm this?
I wouldn't say a trust fall, but we've been in many high risk situations where if we didn't have each other's backs, it could have ended. Yeah, unfortunate. Um, there's been deadly situations where if we didn't have each other's backs, then a lot of people could have been harmed. But we all prevented that by um, being one force and having each other's backs.
So I know you can't tell me specifics, but so we can kind of get an idea. Have you guys had many drug busts in the city? Are there things that people should look for if they see something to like, what is it? See something, say something.
Copy. Um, I would say anybody that appears to be driving erratically, you know, seeming like they're having something to hide, anything suspicious. I would say there is quite a few drugs in the rotation of the city at the moment.
Oh,
Many kinds in large amounts.
oh.
Unfortunately, we are doing as much as we can to prevent these things.
So if there's
But
somebody who obviously like myself, I don't know what drugs look like. I know what marijuana looks like because,
mhm.
it's legal. But what other drugs should people be looking for, and what do they look like?
I would say definitely look out for crystal methamphetamine. It's gonna be smaller blue flat crystals most of the time.
Oh, I've seen those. Those are definitely not rock candy. I thought they were rock candy one
Nope.
time, and they are not.
They are not rock candy. They may look like rock candy, but they're definitely not. Another thing to look out for is a fine white powder, cocaine. It's been seen around the city.
Oh, does it look like a powdered sugar?
Some you could mistake it, but it has more of a consistency of flour.
Oh,
Yeah.
so weed, meth, and cocaine. Gotcha.
Yeah, I would say those are the main ones to look out for, and the most easily identifiable.
Ah, gotcha. Have you, so are these people who are just dealing them, or do they have an operation? Like a full blown operation of making it and all that? Or,
And unfortunately, I can't release that information.
oh, gotcha, gotcha. And how addicting would you say that these drugs are? Like, is there
Highly.
one worse than the other?
I would say, um, they're all pretty equal. I would say meth is probably the worst of the three. Of course, marijuana I wouldn't say is addicting, but some people do use it a lot for even medical reasons or not medical reasons, and some would say they're addicted, but there is no chemical or anything like that in it that genuinely makes withdrawals unless you use it for a lot of medical reasons. Then you know you might feel a lot of stress or anything without using marijuana.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I would say methamphetamine and cocaine are highly addictive. I wouldn't even try it. I would never go around it.
So, do you pretty much just wait for like a call for something under your umbrella, or do you help out like in your
Um,
downtime with other
well,
departments?
I do all of general duties work as well. Um,
Okay. So, like, if there was a bank robbery
of course,
and
yes.
okay, if there was a bank robbery and a drug deal going on at the same time, where would you go?
Well, it would depend on how many officers were on duty, and if we were at a scarcity of officers at that time, the bank robbery would most likely take priority due to it most likely being a hostage situation.
Okay. Because there might be a life in danger versus. Okay. That
Yes.
makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So, is this what you guys do while waiting for calls and waiting for anyone? Do you feel like
Yep.
the
We
streets are more safe today than they were, you know, yesterday? Or
I would say little by little we protect the streets as much as we can, and by just patrolling around, um, just showing the criminals that we are here and that we are ready at in a a timely manner. I think that makes a big impact on the community. Um, if somebody's speeding around but they start seeing cops patrolling all around, they're not going to speed through that area because of course nobody wants a ticket, nobody wants to be pulled over. It's not fun, and we don't do it for our own enjoyment. We do it to protect the community.
and the car colors, do you pick certain colors to bait gang members
No, not
or
at all. It's just most expect cop cars to be maybe black, maybe a dark blue, maybe a white, and if you turn one way, as you can see, is this is more of an unmarked vehicle. There's
Mhm.
not the big thing that says police. There's not a big light
No,
bar on top or anything.
there
And
wasn't until I got in the car and noticed there were lights, and then I
yeah,
realized who you were.
And it's no reason for baiting. It's more for investigation purposes. Yeah, because like you said, it's a color that you don't see in police cars often, and with that, people don't think of me being a cop whenever they see the vehicle.
Yeah. These seats are nice. What is this, leather? How much is
Oh
our
yeah.
taxes paying for this vehicle?
Well, this is a PD funded vehicle. Um,
PD funded
we
funded by our taxes, or
well,
you hold bake sales, or
we well, only one of these vehicles is owned by the PD since it is more of
oh,
a high ticket vehicle. It's not like the Chargers or anything. It's not a
gotcha.
um PD like manufactured only for PD or anything like that. It's been more of a civilian vehicle turned into for PD use, and now it's outfitted to do so. And actually, a lot of the money that's gone into this vehicle has been personal.
Oh, I
Any of
hope.
the paint changes or anything like
Yeah.
that comes out of my pocket.
Well, I hope they reimburse you. Um.
Oh, it's no big deal at all.
Oh, look at you. That's adorable. So have there been much crime today, or has it been pretty, quiet with the holiday?
Um, I haven't been in city that long, but the little bit that I have been in, it has been pretty quiet, I would say.
Nice.
And I think a big part of that is showing PD's presence recently. We've had a stronger force than we've ever seen in the city before, and we're all very excited to see that and very happy to see that. And I think having that strong presence recently has definitely made a larger impact on the crime rates.